Welcome to Biology Access. In today's class, I'll be discussing reproduction in humans and the system that is responsible for this process. If you know you are new to this channel, please kindly press the subscribe button and put on the notification button so that you get notified whenever I post a new video. Reproduction in humans is actually carried out in a system. It's called reproductive system. And humans, as we know it, only carry out sexual reproduction. So we'll be discussing the male reproductive system first and the female reproductive system. So let's talk about the male reproductive system. It's quite easy. As you can see from the diagram being displayed on the board, the male reproductive system has the following structure. We have the testis, as you can see from the diagram being displayed on the board. Now, this testis has a tubus inside. We write as well the seminiferous tubus. All right. We also have the epididymis, as you can see from the diagram being displayed on the board. Then the epididymis is leading to the vas differentia or the vas differens, which actually conveys the spermatozoa towards the uterus. You can see from the board that we have the various accessory glands like the seminal vesicles, the Cowper's glands. You know that you can see that we have the urethra, which is the passage through the penis of the male reproductive system, and we have the other glands that are actually present at the four. You have the four glands that is present at the tips of the penis and others accessory glands that are present. So let's quickly take a look at the functions of this structure that I just mentioned. The testis is responsible for the production of what? The spermatozoa, and this actually occurs in the seminiferous tubus. Why the testis that is produced in the spermatozoa is actually stored in the epididymis. As you can see from the structure, that epididymis is where the testis is being stored. You know that the vas differens carries the spermatozoa that is produced towards the urethra, and the penis, as we know it, is actually the copulatory organ. The accessory glands that they produce fluid which actually help to neutralize. You know that the urethra is also the passageway for the urine, and the Cowper's gland, seminal vesicle, they produce what? Fluids that help to neutralize the either acidity or the basicity of the fluid, the urine that you pass out. Why this fluid also, they combine with spermatozoa to form a structure, to form a substance that we call what? The semen. So the spermatozoa that is produced and the fluid that is produced by these accessory glands together form what we call the semen. Spermatogenesis, that is the process of what? Formation of what? The spermatozoa. And this process actually begins at puberty in male. As we know, the germ cells in male is called what? The spermatogonia. You can see from the diagram being displayed on the board, this spermatogonia actually undergoes mitosis to form the primary spermatocyte, which undergoes meiosis 1 to form what? The secondary spermatocyte, as you can see from the diagram being displayed on the board. Right? And the secondary spermatocyte undergoes meiosis 2 to form what? The spermatid. This spermatid eventually mature to form what? The spermatozoa, as we know it. The diagram is actually being displayed on the board. So you realize that one spermatogonia actually gives rise to 4 spermatozoa. Right? Take note that this formation of spermatozoa actually occurs in the seminiferous tubule of the testis. Okay? So let's take a look at the female reproductive system. Female reproductive system comprises of the ovaries, the pair of ovaries, pair of oviduct, the uterus, cervix, vagina, and the external genitalia. Please take note that even the male, some of these organs, they are present in pair. We have the vas differens also occurring in pair. We have the testes and all that. All right. The diagram of the female reproductive system is being displayed on the board, and as you can see, the ovaries is where the female egg cell or the ovule is actually produced, while the oviduct or the fallopian tube is where fertilization actually takes place. The uterus is where implantation takes place. After fertilization, the zygote that is formed is implanted into the uterus, right? The vagina, you know, that is the organ that actually receives the main sex organ, the penis, while the external genitalia has their own special function, which is actually sensitive. Some of these structures are actually what make sex enjoyable, all right? Oogenesis. Oogenesis is the process of the formation of the female gamete, and it actually occurs in the ovaries. Now, this process starts earlier than that of the male, as when a female is being given birth to, there is already present in the body the number of the primordial germ cells that is required throughout the life of the female cycle, right? Now, these primordial germ cells undergoes mitosis to form the oogonium, as you can see from the diagram being displayed on the board. Now, this oogonium actually enlarges to form or grow, some, as depending on the terminology that you want to use, to form what the primary oocyte, which then undergoes meiosis 1 to form what the secondary oocytes. Eventually, it undergoes meiosis 2 to form what the female egg cell, or what we call the ovule. As you can see from the diagram being displayed on the board, one primordial germ cells actually give rise to one ovule. The others are actually the polar bodies, which eventually degenerate. So, unlike in the male, where one spermatogonia actually give rise to 4 spermatozoa, in the female body, one primordial germ cell or oogonium cell give rise to just one ovule. Right? The process of fertilization is quite straightforward in basic biology. The process of fertilization is quite straightforward in basic biology, and it occurs when the spermatozoa is released by the male individual into the body of the female. This spermatozoa actually swim through the body of the female and being led by what? Chemo receptors. Chemicals secreted by the ovule actually attract the spermatozoa, and the spermatozoa swim towards the egg of the female. Now, note that this spermatozoa eventually fertilize the egg of the female in the fallopian tube. After that, the fertilized zygote is implanted into the uterus, which continue the normal growth process, which will be discussed in a later video. Development of secondary sexual characteristics in male and female. Let's take a look at the male first. I have the pubic hair growth. This is usually associated with both male and female. The enlargement of the testes, definitely the reproductive organ for producing spermatozoa will become functional and producing what? Spermatozoa. We have the growth spur. You see kind of increase in growth rate, or rapid growth in some ages of male. You have the facial hair growth. This is not general anyway. As some individuals, you see the rapid growth in hair in their faces. Deepening of the voice as they undergo this stage. There is deepening of the voice, having this muscular or male-like voice. We have the Adam apple. The thyroid cartilage in the lab is actually what? Enlarged during puberty. They also have increased what? Libido. That means increase in sexual what? Urge. These are some of the things that may experience during this development of what? Sexual what? Secondary sexual what? Characteristics during their puberty. All right. While for female, you have the development of the breast. You can see a little child, so innocent, and in fact, in some cases, you'll be asking if the child is a male or a female because they are so alike, no features to actually differentiate them that much. Let me use that word. All right. But as they grow, you see the features of the female start developing while the male develop their own features, their peculiar features. So we also have the pubic hair growth in female, like in male, we have the growth spot or the increase in what growth occurring. We have the redistribution of what fat, the widening of the hip, fat now accumulates in certain areas of the body. Female at this stage are experiencing what menstrual what cycle, and there's also widening of what the hip. Just like in male, there is also increased what libido in female, increase in what sexual urge, and because of these changes, physiological changes as well as morphological changes that is occurring in the body of the female, there in some cases, or there is always this emotional or psychological what changes that actually happens in certain female. All right. If you know you have any question in this basic part, you can always send your questions to biologyaccess@gmail.com. Thank you for watching and subscribe to support this channel. Thank you.